Good time. Street Fighter, man. God. Oops. Uh-oh. Better redo this. This is weird. What happened here? It's like something broke. Yikes. Or we're missing a piece. It's very, very strange. Something is wrong with this. Okay, well, just know that we need something to stand it on. Yeah. It's a little broken. Okay. Cover. Still recording. All right. Something is missing. Testing. Yeah. All right. Cheers. Cheers to my broken stand. You know, everything breaks. Right? Everything breaks. And I learned something cool from this athletic company, Painkiller, out here in Austin. It's not about being right. It's about adjusting, adapting, constantly. So I could be like, oh my God, are you serious? Spent 10 minutes of my podcast fixing my stupid stand. Why did I have to break? It's wrong. Why me? Or I could just be like, all right, adjust. So it's kind of working, and gonna have to get a new one. That's it. And that's it. So, all right, guys, damn. Woo. You know, Well, first of all, whoo, man, it's been a week. It's been a week. It's been a week. Yeah. Launching a business, like seriously launching a business, any business, or most businesses, and doing it seriously. Not like opening a Shopify account, uploading a few pictures and running Facebook ads. Like that's hard and that's crazy too. I've done that. But like a real like meeting customers, selling stuff, marketing, getting your product out there, knocking on doors, literally, pitching, selling, sales, emailing, investing, right? Doing all this. It's more than a full-time job. It's like 13 hours a day. 13 hours a day. And then raising 2 babies. That's basically from 7:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. nonstop, which is now 14 hours. So you're doing 2 14-hour-a-day jobs on top of keeping yourself alive, right? Eating, sleeping, exercising, keeping your social contacts alive as well, keeping in touch. Yeah, dude. So I don't think I ever knew what it meant to work hard and have no time and to be busy until now, until a month ago. And I'm getting the feeling I still don't know. like there's more. When you're watching, like the Hercules movie in Disney where he faces monster after monster, giant pig, ogre, one-eyed cyclops, and then the Hydra, and the Hydra has 3 heads. He's like, holy shit. And he cuts it off, and then one head becomes 2 heads. And then eventually this Hydra, he cuts off all these heads constantly, and now he's facing 100 heads. And you thought it couldn't get worse. You thought it couldn't get crazier than this 3-headed dragon. And now it's a 100-headed dragon. I feel like that's life. Not in a bad way. Because as hard as it is to believe, I don't believe in good or bad events. I believe in something happens and you respond. So, yeah, dude. I'm starting to see that I don't know shit. And I just gotta stick to it. Keep going. Keep showing up. Never expect it's gonna get easier or harder or anything. Don't expect anything. You don't fucking know what's gonna happen. The future is made up of infinite possibilities. Literally. We don't know. Wherever we are now was nowhere near what we thought we would be doing 1 year ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I thought I was going to be a lawyer or a finance dude, bro, or entrepreneur, which I am, but not like this, Nothing. I didn't even know I'd have kids. Now I have two. And I just heard one of them wake up. So she'll probably come visit. Yeah, you just don't fucking know. And once I keep I know that, but I keep forgetting it. But every time I'm aware of it, life is good because I'm not surprised, because I'm not setting expectations. But when I forget it, life is hard because I set expectations, and 100 quadrillion percent out of 100% of the time, those expectations are not met. And yeah, a wise lady, a new friend of mine, Jen, also told me, it's like, she has a daughter, 25 now, and she told me that the key was just to let go of everything with her daughter. And now they're best friends. Daughter's 25. Think about that. You just gotta let go. It's not easy, but it's not impossible. All right. So welcome back to the Joe Show. I want to call it the Jonage Show. The Jonage. That was my gamer, I don't know, nickname. Jonage. Because I'm the Jonage. I always thought it's egotistical to think of yourself as the ownage or the Jonage. But first of all, why would my name be Joe then? It matches perfectly with ownage, Jonage. Number two, it's not egotistical if it's true. Right? Like if you're really good at something and you say, I'm really good at this thing, why is that egotistical? It's complicated, right? Like there's another like school of thought where you never want to take credit, that everything is given to you by God, higher power, the universe, Allah, whatever, yeah. But I think two things can be true. If you know it's given to you, which if you're not stupid and ignorant, rather, not stupid, ignorant. If you're not ignorant, you need to know that nothing you have is yours. It was given to you. Your natural ability, given to you genetically by your parents. Anything you learned, you were taught. Like you watched other people do it. Even though you worked hard and trained yourself, you still watched other masters. Or you watched a lot of videos or did a lot of research. Everything we do is off the backs and off the shoulders of giants before us. Not half of the things we do is from our parents. We learned it from them. So everything is given. And what they got is given to them. Literally our whole life is given to us. So we can't really take credit. That's true. But the second thing that's true is you can, with all that being given to you, you are still good at X. So two things are true. So yeah. So I am the Jonage. I was the highest rank, mythic rank in Mobile Legends with Gusion. I was platinum, almost diamond tracer in Overwatch. I placed second or third place in the Super Smash Brothers Melee tournament at the anime convention. I didn't really care much for anime except for Dragon Ball Z, but my friends did, and I just rolled with them. I had the car, I took them there, and then because I think I heard there was a Super Smash Brothers tournament there, so I went just for that, and I got to third place on my second year. Honestly, dude, everything I devote myself to, I become one of the best at. And yeah, maybe it's given to me to be the Jonage, but maybe it's given to all of us too, or many of us if we devote. Because I devote my whole being to something, usually one thing at a time. I'm talking like StarCraft. I was really also like I used to just set up a game in StarCraft. I would create games. 1v1 Pro only is the name of the game. And because I wanted to be really good. And people would come. And you could see when they come in their win-loss record, it'd be like 5,000 wins, 4,000 losses, 3,000 disconnects. Dude, a game is about 30 minutes to an hour. So this guy played 10,000 hours. Hey, these are huge numbers. I was probably at like 500 wins, 800 losses or something like that. This guy's 5,000. And I would get my ass raped by these pros. Because when you say 1v1 pro only, who wants, you get to pick from a list of games like 4v4 versus 4, noobs only, or 3 versus 3, just have fun. You know, all these like, and then 1v1 pro only, just me against you. So you can't rely on any teammates. So the only guys coming into this, or gals, are fucking crazy. Now here's the kicker. I wasn't crazy. Not yet. I was a noob, or I was pretty good, right? I thought. I was not. They wiped their asses with my face. They steamrolled me like I was like a paper boat, and they were an actual steamroller. They destroyed me. And then what I'd do is I'd save the replay after the game is over. I'd save it. And then when I replay it, because during the game, you can't see your opponent. It's like in the fog of war, right? You can't see them until you go to them with your units, with your men, but you can see yourself. But when you watch the replay, you can see from their perspective and yours, so you can choose. So I go to their perspective and I watch them from the moment the game starts. What did they do? Do they send their probes? They're like, they're peasants, right? They have to gather gold and gas, basically. What are their peasants doing? Where are they going? What are they building? What's the order? You know, what race were they? You know, usually I play Protoss. If they're Protoss too, the alien race. So I'm watching. What are they doing? I follow their exact. I write it down. On peasant number 3, they build a pylon. On peasant number 4, they do this. On this, every second of the game, I'm writing down. What are they doing? What are they doing? When did they scout me? When did they check me out? When they check me out, what did they do differently based on what I had? I'm writing it down. And then, like they did this move on me that I didn't even see coming. Like maybe they went behind they attacked from the front, but behind me, they're secretly sending a shuttle carrying a magical unit that throws a storm over all my peasants and kills them, and I didn't even see that. So I watched the replay. I'm like, oh my God, he did this. No wonder I had no money at that point. Like, where did my money go? Where did all my peasants go? You know, because there's so much going on in that game. It's like chess, but like, imagine chess with like 1,000 pieces that they can move all at the same time. It's not one by one. It's at the same time. There's no taking turns. It's war. So this is a hard game to follow, right? So I'm watching what he's doing. He's doing 3 things at once, you know, and I'm taking notes. And then I don't play any more games. Now I go against a computer, easy computer that doesn't do shit, so I can practice exactly how he did what he did. how his speed. Oh, I'm slower than him, so let me get faster. Learn shortcuts, learn hotkeys, move faster until I could match his speed. Then I match the techniques. Can I do that same thing, like two-pronged attack? And I do it and do it and do it. I practice it maybe like 3, 4, 5 times on my own with no opponent, so I could hone that skill. Everything I learned from that game until I mastered it. And then I will go into a real game and I use it. And then I don't succeed right away, but maybe like 5 games in of doing it again and again, finally I get it. And I'm pulling off exactly what this guy's doing. Now I'm raping everybody. So I go 1v1 pro only with this new skill. And then I fight people and I'm better now. Because I just basically absorbed all the powers of this person that played 10,000 games by studying what he did. Like, I'm not the same as that person. They have other moves, but at least in that game, I'm at their level. And I have now their moves from that game. And I do 1v1 pro only again. And I keep fighting until I lose. And if I get destroyed, I save the replay and I do the same thing. I start over. Now I'm studying this new person and absorbing theirs. Now I did that for like a year. And I absorbed like the tactics, techniques, and tempos and moves of like hundreds of people that think they're pros. And they were. And what do you think happens after a year of doing that? There came a point where when I did 1v1 pro only, no one could beat me. Because now I've absorbed everybody that thinks they're a pro. And now they have their one way, and I have 100 people's ways. And now that I have 100 like different ways in my mind, I just look at the situation and I can just apply the right technique. It's like I'm a carpenter with a tool belt, and I could just apply whatever technique I need. Like a Swiss Army knife. And I could just, okay, this person's doing this, I just do this. It became really easy. And then I mastered Protoss. There's 3 races, right? There's the aliens, the psychic aliens, the bug aliens, Zerg, and the humans, Terrans. So I moved on from Protoss to Zerg, and I did the same thing until I mastered Zerg. I never touched Zerg before. But the reason is, if you're just Protoss, they have certain weaknesses, right? Each race has certain weaknesses. But if I'm able to switch entire races, most people just do one race. But if I'm able to switch entire races and be really good at another race, I can really, now I have a huge whole new world of arsenal of moves. Because I can be 2 people. It's like you're really good at jiu-jitsu, but then you're also a black belt in taekwondo. So based on your opponent, maybe they're really bad at ground game, like Conor McGregor, then I use jiu-jitsu against him. But if there's someone's really good at, really bad against strike game, then I use taekwondo or Muay Thai on them. So if you have 2 pillars, you're crazy, right? And then I did the same with the third one, Terran. And they were the last one. I really don't like to use them, but I found that they're actually, after mastering all 3, that they're actually the most dangerous one to master. You can really fuck people up in the first 10 minutes due to just the way their units are. So now I had all 3. And there's a 4th option when you pick a race, and it's random. So if you're playing 1v1 with someone, you can see what they pick and what you pick. But I was so good at all 3 that I just pick random. Hi, babe. That's my wifey. Think about that. They're like, oh, I pick Zerg. And I'm like, I pick random. So now they can't. Okay, guys. So I ran out of storage. I'm shooting these 4K videos and they're like 30 gigs. So, I'm new to podcasting, and now I learned a new lesson. I gotta make sure I have space, because if you run out of space, the video just shuts off. So I'm gonna try to pick up where I left off and end the podcast. So I was talking about how I learned how to use Terran and master them. And because I just wanted to center myself. Kind of diving right into it. So yeah, so I mastered Terran, and I found out they happened to be the most dangerous race. They had the best counters to both Zerg and Protoss, but they're really hard to master. And I forgot to add this earlier in the video, is that they're really hard to master, but once you master them, they're the best at countering the other two races. So I mastered this race. And then, because I mastered all three races, I could pick random. And the advantage of being random is when you go one-on-one with someone and they show what race, you see what race each other picks before the game starts. So do a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and you pick the race and then it starts. And I can see, oh, they pick Zerg, but I just pick random. And the beauty of that is it masks what race I'm gonna be. They won't find out until they actually scout my base and see what I am. But by then, I already know what race they are, so I'm already building my whole base around countering that entire race, while they don't even know what I am yet. So that's a huge advantage in random. And if you really have a really strong counter, you can kill the other guy in like 5-10 minutes. So I'm coming in random, and I'm countering their race as hard as possible, and they still don't know what I am. So it's a huge advantage on top of like just the mastery I have over any of the three races. So just to wrap up, that's basically how I mastered StarCraft and became better than all the people, all pros online. And yeah, that's kind of, it's not always the same how I approach like a field or a game or just an aspect like physical training or something, but the energy is the same. All in, complete mastery, whatever it takes, always learning, always adapting, always improving, always looking to see who I can learn from, what I can learn, what I can add to my toolkit. And I was reading Kobe's book where he talks about the Mamba mentality, and it's the same thing. He's always like hitting a Michael Jordan at 3 a.m. asking him like, what do you think about this situation? Like, what would you do? And Michael Jordan was like, dude, this kid keeps hitting me up at like 3 a.m. relentlessly. And he's like, I can't give him all my tricks because he's going to use them against me. But everyone loved that about Kobe. And the greats like Jerry West also, he hit them up. And yeah, so, like to master something, you give your whole being to it. And you really devote yourself to it. And there's no glory. But there's glory, from winning. But like when I approached StarCraft, I didn't care about winning. I actually preferred to lose more than I preferred to win. Because if I'm like, so I'll walk into someone's base and then I can tell right away if they're not that good. And if they're not that good, like they're way behind, they're kind of noob, and I know I'm about to crush them, I just leave the game. Because for me, it's like, what's the point of wasting my time playing this person that I'm about to beat outright? I'm not gonna learn anything. So I just leave the game and take the loss. I surrender. Because I'd rather get into a new game and find someone that's better than me, that hopefully is up to the challenge of defeating me. Because if they can defeat me, I can save the replay and I can learn from it and I can become better. All right, guys, so as you can see, this podcast was full of fails, right? Like my mic was not working, my video cut off in the middle of me talking about random picking in StarCraft because I ran out of space. And a friend of mine asked me like, do you ever edit? And I told him never. I don't ever want to, because if I edit, and then that's a slippery slope to not being real, not being honest. The only things I cut out is the beginning song. Like for today, it was the Guile theme song from Street Fighter, and I cut it off because if I keep it, YouTube will throttle my reach. And then that kind of doesn't help anyone, even though as much as I love to have that in there, because it shows like the whole arc of this podcast, and what song got me pumped up, and what energy I'm coming from. So yeah, dudes, number 8. Wow, I can't believe I've done 8 of these now, 2 months. So many times I didn't want to do it. Today was another one. Yeah, last week was even worse, but there's something that magical that happens when you just do it anyway. And I wish that for you and everyone out there. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for being here today. I really mean it. You know, doesn't matter if I hit 1 million subscribers or 30,000 subscribers. You're here, and you've been coming. Some of you have been coming every single episode. I don't want to pander. I don't want to like change my style so that I can get more viewers and be more clickbaity. I will, be smart about it, but I want to keep the essence pure me, pure real. And whoever comes and likes it will come. So thank you again. And don't forget, you and anyone can be a master at anything if you just give your all to it. All my friends are faster than me at picking up video games. Everyone, especially my brother, my little bro. He always picked up a game, and for a lot of our games, he was better than me. Like outright, he fucking destroys me. He's just better. He's just faster, cognitively. But where I beat everyone, including my brother, is through sheer hours. I just put in 100x more hours in him. And, one of my friends back in, her name was Catherine, right? Kathleen, one or the other. Back in college, she said, and she was a UCLA super smart A student. I think she was in bio. She told me like the only thing that matters is how many hours you put in the library. And I found that to be true in every arena of life. If you just put in more hours, work harder, learn to move, and then pick up and keep optimizing, you will be the best. Just outwork everyone in time, commitment, intensity, and integrity, which means honesty to yourself of where you're lacking and where you're strong, shoring up your weaknesses and amplifying your strengths. If you do all those things, you will be the best in anything, because no one wants to do that. So yeah, that's my last note is you can be the best at anything you choose. So pick one, go for it. Peace.